Hello everyone, I'm Kunj Joshi, and today I'm going to teach you about the C programming language. Welcome to Programming with Maurya. So, before we start coding in C, या मैं आपको ये सिखा दूं कि C में syntax कैसे लिखना है या basic code कैसे लिखना है, उससे पहले let's see at some basics of programming. So, what is programming? Programming is scheduling a computer to do something according to your will. Okay, so if you want your computer to do something, then you can communicate it with it. You can give it some commands and it will execute those commands. तो उससे हम कहते हैं प्रोग्रामिंग. प्रोग्रामिंग का करने का मतलब होता है कि कंप्यूटर को कुछ कहना कि आप ये करो और कंप्यूटर वो आपके लिए करे. Then what is a programming language? लैंग्वेज इन जनरल क्या होता है कि इट इज द मीडियम ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन टू पीपल. ठीक है, हम इंग्लिश कह देते हैं, हिंदी कह देते हैं, गुजराती कह लेते हैं. इस तरह से प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज हो जाती है. प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज हो जाती है मीडियम टू डू प्रोग्रामिंग और मीडियम ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन बिटवीन द ह्यूमन एंड द कंप्यूटर. ठीक है, प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस भी बहुत टाइप की होती है, जैसे कि सी हो जाता है, C++ है, जावा, पाइथन, बहुत सारी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस होती है. C उनमें से सबसे पुरानी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज है and it is also one of the most widely used programming language today. Python is the Python is the newest programming language. So let's go with some basic trivia about C or some basic history of the C language. Before we start programming in C, we need to know what is C. Okay, so C एक programming language है. C is a medium of communication between the human and the computer. So first of all, let's see what is C. So C was developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972 at AT&T Bell Laboratories. AT&T Bell Laboratories बहुत ही famous laboratories है. This Bell Laboratories had also AT&T Bell Laboratories also developed C++, जो C का एक बेहतर और reformed version है. Okay, I'll show you who is Dennis Ritchie. This guy is Dennis Ritchie. He is also called as the father of C programming. Okay. Dennis Ritchie, as you can see, he is the creator of C programming and operating system Unix. Now, what is Unix? Then Windows operating system के बारे में तो सब लोग जानते हैं, Linux operating system के बारे में सब लोग जानते हैं. These two are very widely used operating systems. Similarly हो जाता है Unix. Linux जिसके बेस पे बना है, Linux का जो बेस ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है, that is the Unix operating system. Okay. C is the successor of programming languages such as B, BCPL, etc. And it inherits the characteristics. So B और BCPL में कुछ खामी रह चुकी होगी या उनमें कुछ limitations होगी. उन limitations को पूरा करने के लिए हम लोगों ने C को develop किया है. So it also has the characteristics of B and BCPL, but it also reforms some of the limitations which were there in B and BCPL. It is the predecessor of C++. यानी कि C++ C का one more advanced version है और C++ is also developed by AT&T Bell Laboratories. Okay, C is one of the most primal programming language or one of the most oldest programming language possible. Okay, and still it is widely used. It is used in development. It is used in web development, app development. It is used in game development, etc. Okay. Now, first of all, let's learn what is an IDE. IDE is an integrated development environment. IDE होता है एक प्लेटफॉर्म जिसके थ्रू हम प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज का यूज कर सकते हैं. ओके, एक IDE की फैसिलिटी ये होती है कि यूजिंग एन IDE हम किसी भी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज के सारे फीचर्स को या उसकी सारी फंक्शनैलिटीज को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो इट इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म टू यूज अ प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. और C के लिए मोस्ट वाइडली यूज्ड IDE है कोडब्लॉक्स और विजुअल स्टूडियो. आई प्रेफर कोडब्लॉक्स ओवर विजुअल स्टूडियो and I'll also show you how to install codeblocks. Okay, so now C IDE codeblocks C की सारी functionalities को involve करता है, such as recursion है, pointers है, file input output या file management system है. ये सब कुछ कोड ब्लॉक्स में involved है. That's why code blocks is one of the most basic IDEs used for C. Now I'll show you how to install code blocks. So this is the link for installation of code blocks. Code blocks को sourceforge.net से install कर सकते हैं हम लोग. All right. This is the code blocks IDE or the .exe file that we can install. Notice one thing over here कि हम लोग ये जो हमारे पास code blocks की जो link है, ये जो code blocks है उसमें GNU GCC compiler पहले से involved है. What is a compiler? तो अगर हम कोई भी प्रोग्राम लिखते हैं और उस प्रोग्राम को हमें हमारे कंप्यूटर को समझाना है या हमारा कंप्यूटर उसे प्रोसेस कर सके, उसके लिए वी नीड अ कंपाइलर. सी और सी प्लस प्लस के लिए GNU GCC कंपाइलर का यूज किया जाता है. And in this link, in this code blocks, the GNU GCC compiler is already installed. All we have to do is click on this download button. और मेरे यहाँ already download हो रहा है. So I'll let it download. Till then, I'll explain to you the different functionalities of the C language. Okay, so this I will explain to you this figure. So we have functionalities such as simple, portable, mid-level, structured, rich library, extensible, recursion, pointers, faster, and memory management. So what does each of this term means? First of all, let's go to simple. Okay, so simple, as it is easy to understand and easy to implement once learned. Okay, what does this mean? तो अगर सी का मैं कोई भी प्रोग्राम किसी भी लेमैन या कोई भी नॉर्मल पर्सन को दिखा देता हूं, then it is difficult for him to understand what is written or difficult for him to interpret what is written. But once I explain to you the syntax or how the C programming works, it is easy to understand and write a program in C language. It is one of the most easiest language a person can write in or a person can understand. Okay, as programming students, we need to have the ability to know from the syntax, to know from the program given to us that what it does. So C is easy to understand and it is easy to implement as well. C is portable or C can be carried anywhere. C can be carried anywhere. Yeah, C is machine independent, which means that C is independent of the operating system or your device architecture. Okay, C can be used in Linux as well as Windows, and it can work on 64-bit as well as 32-bit architecture. Okay, so 64-bit architecture is the newest form of architecture that people are using. We also have the 32-bit architecture, which is a bit older architecture, but still C can be implemented in both Linux as well as Windows, and it can be implemented in 64-bit as well as 32-bit architecture. Going next, C is a mid-level language. What does mid-level language means? So हमारे कंप्यूटर को जो इंग्लिश की भाषा में हम लोग लिखते हैं प्रोग्राम, वो डायरेक्टली समझ में नहीं आता. The program uses an assembly level language or a binary language. So the computer understands only the binary language, which is in form of 0 or 1. Okay, we also call it as assembly language. The C is a mid-level language that it is neither completely computer-based language. So we can code C in binary, okay, but it is not completely computer-based language, so that a programmer can also understand what the code is saying. Neither it is completely a high-level language, which means कि C में completely ऐसी language भी नहीं है which cannot be understood by the compiler, which cannot be understood by the computer. Okay, so we call it as a mid-level language, or the language which lies in between the low-level and the high-level language. Okay, next is C is a structured language. Okay, C में structure हम form करते हैं curly brackets और semicolon के use से. So what does structure means? So structure means that C में एक easy program flow होता है, और C में एक वेल डिफाइंड स्ट्रक्चर होता है कि कौन सा पोर्शन हमें कहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट करना है और कौन सा पोर्शन कब रन करना है. ओके, कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स सी में हर एक फंक्शनैलिटी को दूसरी फंक्शनैलिटी से डिफरेंशिएट करने में हेल्प करते हैं. सो द सी कंपाइलर will compile the content in one curly bracket differently than the content in another curly brackets. Okay, और सेमीकोलन का यूज होता है एज ending of a line. Okay, so whenever we implement a semicolon, we are saying that the line has ended now. Okay, and that the line should be processed and then we can go ahead to another line. Okay, so C में structure की formation होती है curly brackets और इस semicolon के use से. Now here we can see this image. ये जो lady जिसके पास खड़ी हुई है, this entire machine is a compiler. Okay, इतने बड़े बड़े compilers हुआ करते थे पुराने टाइम पे. Right now we are using the GNU GCC compiler as I had said in C programming, और हमें इतने बड़े compilers की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. हमारे PC या लैपटॉप्स स्मॉल कंपाइलर्स के यूज से भी इजीली C या C++ के प्रोग्राम्स को रन कर सकते हैं. So what was the need of this huge compilers back in the time? Because back in the time की जो programming languages होती थी that weren't structured. Okay, so the compilers needed to go through the entire code again and again and again before running through or before executing even small lines of code. Okay. So even if it would take hours and hours to do simple additions or simple multiplications back in the day, but right now, due to the structured language, due to the structured format of C, it happens in just a mere seconds or mere milliseconds, if we can see. Okay. C also has a rich library. Okay, what does rich library means? That it has many functionalities and we can discover each of its functionalities more and more when we are working with C. Okay, it is extensible, that is it can adopt to new features easily. So 32-bit architecture में जब C implement हुआ था, उसके बाद 64-bit architecture आया, and C can be implemented even in the 64-bit architecture, which means that C is extensible. It can be easily adaptive to new features. Okay. Then we have recursion. Okay, this is one of the most important. Recursion is one of the most important features of any programming languages. Recursion means carrying out a task again and again until we reach to a certain point or until we reach to a satisfactory point. Okay, recursion को मैं आपको एक example से explain करता हूँ. Let's say I am giving you this box of chocolates और मैं आपको कहता हूँ कि आप इसमें से एक टाइम पे एक ही चॉकलेट निकाल सकते हैं and you have to find out your favorite chocolate. Okay, so what will be the method that you will be implementing? आप एक एक करके चॉकलेट निकालेंगे. You will check whether this chocolate is your favorite or not, and if it is, then you can keep it, and if it is not, then you can keep it back in the box. Okay, यही मेथड को कहते हैं रिकर्जन. We are carrying out the task of picking up one chocolate again and again till we have a satisfactory result or till we know that this is my favorite chocolate. Okay. Recursion का हम बहुत यूज होता है. Recursion is widely used in almost each and every programming language and almost each and every program as well. We will when we will work on recursive programs, you will see how much important it is. Okay, next comes the pointer. Okay, what is a pointer? So pointer is basically pointing to the address of a variable in computer memory. Okay, मैं अगर आपको पूछता हूँ कि आपका friend का घर कहाँ पर है, then you will point to his house. Okay, similarly pointer does this work कि they will point to the address of a variable in computer memory. ठीक है, कोई भी अगर हमारे पास variable है तो उसको हमने कंप्यूटर मेमोरी में कहाँ पर स्टोर किया हुआ है वो हमें पॉइंटर बताएगा. Okay, it is faster due to its structured format and it has efficient memory management. Okay, so efficient memory usage, and this is really important. So it has dynamic memory allocation. What does dynamic memory allocation means? So let's say when we are running a C program, तो जब हम C program को लिखते हैं या C program को कोड करते हैं, उस टाइम पे हमको डायरेक्टली मेमोरी एलोकेट नहीं की जाती. ओके, हम कोई भी कोड लिखते तो हमें उस कोड के अकॉर्डिंग टू मेमोरी दी जाती है जब कोड रन होता है. ओके, सो दिस इज लाइक व्हेन अ वेरिएबल इज एनकाउंटर्ड, अ मेमोरी रिगार्डिंग टू द वेरिएबल इज गिवन टू इट. ओके, तो इसकी बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शनैलिटी है डायनामिक मेमोरी एलोकेशन, एंड इट मेक्स श्योर दैट सी प्रोग्राम इज वर्किंग एज एफिशिएंटली एज इट शुड. ओके, कि मेमोरी के शॉर्टेज की वजह से हमारे सी प्रोग्राम में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आए, दिस मेक्स श्योर कि वो नहीं होता. दिस मेक्स श्योर कि हमारा सी प्रोग्राम बहुत एफिशिएंटली वर्क करता है. अनदर थिंग इज द फ्री फंक्शन इन सी. ओके, द फ्री फंक्शन इन सी इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन. ओके, फ्री फंक्शन क्या करता है कि वो कोई भी वेरिएबल है जो एक प्रॉपर अमाउंट ऑफ मेमोरी लेके बैठा हुआ है, then the free function asks that variable to release the memory. ठीक है, हो सकता है कि हमें किसी और वेरिएबल के लिए मेमोरी की जरूरत हो और हमारे पास वो मेमोरी ना हो, then the free function will ask the variable जो अभी हमारे कोई काम का नहीं है to free the memory that it is holding so that we can apply it to some another memory, or so we can apply it to some another variable. Okay, so free function makes sure कि हम उतनी efficiently memory use कर सकते, so we are using the memory as efficiently as we could. Okay, so these are some of the functionalities of C. We will implement, or we will see each and every functionality of the C uh, while programming in C. Okay, I'll explain to you the syntax of C. I'll explain to you how the C program works. I'll explain to you all the basics of C programming. Okay, till then, thank you.